I'm Erin Larkin. I'm a regional taster for the Halliday Wine Companion, and this is a 5 in 5 Geographe edition. So we're looking at 3 vintages here, 2018, 19 and 20, all 3 radically different years, and they've produced really wonderfully different wines. So starting in glass number 1, we've got the 2018 Talisman Vineyard Gabriel Chardonnay. These guys are in the Ferguson Valley. I really love this wine. The vineyard's got really good elevation, which accounts for some of the natural acidity that you find in here. But otherwise it's rich, worked, textural, complex. The oak plays a really dominant role right now, but I love that. They've really chosen the oak well and it matches the fruit. This is all about grilled peach, briny acid, curry leaf. It's awesome. If you haven't tried it, if you're a staunch Margaret River Chardonnay drinker and you want to try something different, start here. I promise you that you will not be either disappointed or put out of your comfort zone. It's fantastic. Moving into glass number 2, we've got the 2019 Wines of Merit Vermentino. Now, the vineyard that this is sourced from is in Coconut, which is up in the north near Yarloop. And the reason why, or one of the reasons why this wine is interesting is because Wines of Merit is a Margaret River producer, and it's an example of someone from out of region purchasing fruit and making a fantastic wine from it. So this is single vineyard, small batch, hand-picked, unfined, unfiltered, wild ferment, full solids, the whole bit. It is complex, textural. You've got salted ripe pears and apples and all of the good orchard fruits that we look for. Really exciting, really small batch. It says on the bottle here that there's only 320 dozen bottles made. So if you haven't already sought this out, I really recommend that you do. It's fantastic. Moving into glass number 3, we've got the 2020 Aylesbury Gamay. So this is from Ferguson Valley. I love this wine. It's radically different from the 2019. So if you are finding this wine, definitely seek out the 2020. It was a warmer vintage and it's produced a really ripe, unctuous, succulent Gamay. But it's got all of that. I mean, I drink a lot of bouge, and this has got all of the red pepper, licorice spice characters that we really look for in Beaujolais, in Gamay from France. But it's countered with that fantastic ripe fruit and raspberry that we get and that we love in the Geographe. I think this is a fantastic example of Gamay from Western Australia, and if you haven't tried it, please do. Moving into the 4th glass, we've got the 2019, sorry, I had to double check the vintage, 2019 Purple Patch GSM from Ironcloud. Now this 2019 was a much cooler year, and this wine represents that. It's got gorgeous acid, really delicate fruit, and it's a really nice interplay between the Grenache, the Mourvedre, or the Mataro, whichever you'd like to call it, and the Shiraz. It's textural and bouncy and bright, and a really, really lovely, approachable example of a GSM. It's often what GSMs are, is approachable and bouncy and delicious, but this is it in a nutshell. Really good, and I think that, I mean, Grenache is a dominant variety here, but it's also the dominant impact on my palate. It's all about that boiled raspberry lolly character, which I so love. Now this is a 2018 Mazza Touriga Nacional. So this is from Preston Valley, which is just next door to the Ferguson Valley. And I love this wine. I mean, I've said in my review that not enough can be said in favour of this, and it's because what they've done here is they've managed to combine ripe, juicy fruit, which is what we want, that's the deliciousness, but they've underpinned it with this really exciting torrent of spice, right? So it's not a sweet wine. It's a savoury wine. It's got muscular tannins, it's brawny, but it's got juicy fruit. So what it does is it says to us, put me with food, have me with something interesting. Don't just drink me on my own. And looking again at this wine today, I'm really pleased that I gave it the score in the review that I did. I think it's well worth it. Now, 2018, just to recap on that brilliant year that we saw in Western Australia, was warm and ripe, but they had cool nights. It was long ripening. It was a pretty much textbook vintage, right? So the wines that you can purchase from the 2018 vintage, both red and whites, exhibit ripe fruit, power, grace, length. They're balanced. They're awesome. 2018 was Bonza. That is my buying tip to you. I seriously love that wine. Really good. So anyway, Geographe is a really exciting region. These are 5 examples of wines from 5 different varieties, and I hope that if you haven't tried any of these, that this sort of makes you want to try them. Otherwise, until the next one, I will see you again.